Cyril Rajaram was one of those rare politicians who could serve their God, their families and their constituents with equal candor and dedication and still find the time for more leisurely pursuits like going to the beach, playing cricket or visiting relatives in the countryside. This is how Keith, the eldest of his 3 sons, sums up the stewardship of Cyril Rajaram.
Whatever time my father had on it, he served his God, his family and the people of his constituents to the best of his abilities. And he is in the arms of the Lord now. And I'm sure the Lord must have told him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well, he was a person who, his wife and his children, they had a high priority in his life. For our father, he was always there for us, spent a lot of time with us, always going on some outing or beach line, or even if just to go and go in the gas station to wash down the bicycle, me and my brother, buy ice cream for us and whatnot, you know. Devoted family man. In terms of studies, he was a teacher, so that was a priority with him, to ensure his children were educated.
Cyril Rajaram entered Parliament in January 1992 as the elected member for Pointe-à-Pierre following the victory of the People's National Movement in the December 1991 general elections. Born in 1936, Rajaram spent most of his early life in Union Road, Marabella, opting later to remain in Marabella at this residence at Dolly Street, where he and his wife, the former Joyce Burgessing, now also deceased, would go on to raise 6 children, 3 girls and 3 boys. Rajaram entered the teaching profession as what in an earlier period was called a monitor or student teacher before he attended the Naparima Teachers College. Following his graduation, he became a primary school teacher, eventually moving on to the then newly established junior secondary school system. He ended his teaching career at the Penal Junior Secondary School in 1990 to join the political fray of the 1991 elections. As a Member of Parliament for Pointe-à-Pierre, Cyril Rajaram sought after the welfare of his constituents with such fierceness that some of his colleagues felt he was indeed much more than a politician. One of those colleagues is Hedwige Bureau, attorney at law and a former PNM Member of Parliament for Labray and former Deputy Speaker in the House of Representatives.
To me, he was more a community worker than a politician. And this is what impressed me tremendously about him. He was interested, he was in the church and so on, but the fact about him that he was a community worker. And it came through in all his contributions in Parliament. He was always, whenever he spoke, he wasn't a very talkative person like myself, but he was, whenever he spoke, what came through was his concern for his community.
Keith Rajaram feels that his father's abiding concern for the well-being of people stemmed from his spirituality and from the religious beliefs and teachings to which he faithfully adhered even from an early age.
He was saved in his early in his life, in his 20s, and he was affiliated with the Open Bible Church. He was a certified Sunday school teacher with them. He also played a part towards the establishment of the church in Marble, except Open Bible Church. Later on in his life, he attended many other churches, Presbyterian Church, other Pentecostal churches. And towards the end, he was heavily involved in church activities.
Cyril Rajaram's popularity in Marabella was also reinforced by his love for cricket, the most popular sport in the area.
When he was growing up, they always had cricket teams and matches, and both was a batsman and a bowler. Played for a club in Marabella. The name, I can't remember the name of the club. But from that, he coached cricket at First Government, the at the primary school level. And he also used to participate in teachers' matches against students at that level.
Whether it was because of his humility or whether he was determined to remain close to the people he served, Cyril Rajaram gave no thought to moving out of Dolly Street after he achieved his success in the 1991 elections. He remained as accessible when he became a parliamentarian as he had been when he was a simple school teacher.
When we now came to live here, he had the only car in the street. That was 1973 when he came. And, whatever time anyone had any problems, they wanted to go to a doctor or someone's wife was about to deliver, they would come at all hours of the night, sometimes late in the morning, at whatever time, and ask him to drop them and that to the hospital, San Fernando. And this he will do willingly. He's a man who lived well with his neighbors. He was known as Teach. So at any time in the night you would hear people calling Teach. You know, my wife's sick, my child's sick or something like that. And he would get up and willingly drop them in the hospital. I was witness to this for many years while I was staying here.
Keith says he and the other members of the family were not surprised when his father decided to enter active politics, nor did they have any objection to his decision.
It was just a natural progression from his wanting to help people and caring for people. That at that stage in his life, he probably saw it as a way to help more people. Because at that point in time, a lot of people were without work, a lot of single mothers and things, people were looking for help in whatever way. And he saw it as just an extension of how he lived his life.
According to Hedwig Bureau, his colleague Cyril Rajaram astounded many with his native knowledge of the community and the issues affecting it.
He knew so much about the grassroots in his community that it was really surprising. Not surprising, but amazing. And he knew a little more about the grassroots around, not in his constituency alone, but even in some cases bordering my constituency.
And because of his knowledge of the man called Cyril Rajaram, his selflessness and his unerring devotion to the welfare of the less fortunate, he, Hedwig Bureau, was flabbergasted when just preceding his brief illness and death, something totally without reason or merit took place in Rajaram's constituency.
There was a demonstration against him, totally, from what I heard, totally uncalled for and unnecessary. And it was the demonstration, there were persons in that demonstration whom Cyril Rajaram had assisted. And he was very upset about that. And you may recall that he never came back to Parliament after that. He died shortly after, maybe a matter of a day or so. And somehow it appeared to me that the ingratitude by the persons, some of those persons who were in that demonstration, got to him and he just succumbed.
And what is the life and death issue that could have led to this demonstration?
It was, I think, with respect to some, the dump or some, but it was, as far as he was concerned, and from what I understood, it was totally unwarranted, and he felt betrayed and mistreated by the people.
But as far as Hedwig Bureau is concerned, nothing could detract from the legacy that was left by Cyril Rajaram, the legacy of service to the people.
Many people don't understand that a member of parliament can do only so much, and especially having regard to the resources of the country, could do only so much. And I knew that he had spent hours and hours in his constituency, he would be there into the night. He would here listening, talking to people, and trying to find out their problems and see how best he could help.
Cyril Rajaram, PNM Member of Parliament for Pointe-à-Pierre, died on April 25, 1994, less than 2 years after pursuing the mandate he was given to serve the people from the highest forum in the land. Cyril Rajaram, a man of deep humility, a man who personified the injunction that calls for service to the people as an expression of service to God.